Izzy giggled beside me. I was doing everything in my power not to piss myself. You never told them about Springhead. Larry said, a devilish grin. Mom grew pale. She grabbed her hands and started rubbing her clit.
Stop, bro. Give me that shit.
No, she grabbed her
Let me
hand.
finish this
I
fucking
am the
story.
holder of the book, sir.
Give me the book.
I am the king. Alright. Ladies and germs, ghouls, goblins, booze, and pigs. Welcome back to a spooky episode of Storytime with Scary Tender. Our first story. It's called... this is by user KaijuFan22. Not safe for work.
I like you have a book. Can I just go? You have this. Are you using this to make it look you're reading something?
Why? I'm reading the story.
Off your phone.
No.
Oh.
Out of the book.
Out of the big storybook. You need like a big storybook.
I do. I want a big story.
We need that.
book.
That's
And
something
then-
we should invest in. Like
Right.
Grimm's Fairy Tales or something. A big old archaic looking copy of it.
Right.
Like comically.
But just call it Scare Me Tender Story
Do you remember
Time.
that episode?
We should get a big book and have it titled Scare Me Tender Story Time as if we're reading from the things.
We can get a book made. We can get a book made. Easy. Just have blank pages in it. You know? And then you just fold that up.
We should write a book.
We
We should become writers.
Well, yeah, we gotta write.
Well, I have to write it because I have to get the thoughts out of my head. Because if I don't, then they pile up.
We can get a big ass book though that has like nothing but blank pages in it, and then you just hold that there.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So let's get into the little story.
Yeah.
This is by
By the way, I might end up spending the night here
This is by...
because it's supposed to not stop raining for. Is that okay?
Yeah. This is also part 1 of the sleepover series, apparently. Woo!
Yeah. Kelsey's like opposed to sleep. She's like, "You're not a kid. Why are you sleeping over your brothers?" And I'm like,
See,
"It's
and
fine."
comedian Rick Glassman has a very interesting point on that as well.
Yeah.
With the
She
sleepovers.
doesn't get it. And I'm like, "It's fine." She said, "What are y'all doing?"
On his podcast,
Like,
sometimes he'll have his guests stay the night.
Yeah.
And he calls it the sleepover series
Yeah.
for his pod,
It's
where they do one the night
Well,
before,
it's nice, you know.
and then in the morning.
Well, I was like, neither
So
one
they
of
get
us
two
have to.
episodes.
Nobody's gonna drive back. You know.
Yeah, low stakes.
It's cool.
We're very chill here at Scare Me
you
Tender.
know, oh, you'll love this. I told her, I said, don't bring this up, but I said, actually, I feel like it was a betrayal of trust. But I said, well, Tanner doesn't have a problem with me spending the night. She said, well, yeah, he's 22. And I was like, so? I don't fucking know.
Normalize staying the night at your friend's house.
It's your
as
brother's
adults.
house. Yeah.
Yeah, also we're brothers.
We're not like fucking, we're not like in pajamas, like jumping, running around in Snuggies and shit.
Well, we could be, but you like to play too much.
Right. Like, he didn't simply say, but you playing. You said, but you like to play too much. You play around a bit much.
Well, we could, but you like to play too much. So. Okay, this is, the user's name is KaijuFan22. And this is titled, His Name Was Larry Lasagna.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
I like Sammy Spaghetti. Eddie Spaghetti.
Fuck, don't
mention Eddie Spaghetti.
Don't say Eddie Spaghetti 3 times at 3 a.m.
You know where he's from? Eddie Spaghetti was from the show.
Italy?
No, Parks. Well, not where
Who's
he's
Italian?
from. It's what he's from.
Oh.
From the show Parks and Rec, he was like a children's song guy that they hired to do like events and shit. Eddie Spaghetti.
Eddie Spaghetti.
He's a fool
Don't
now.
let Eddie Spaghetti in your house.
Don't call the boss baby at 3 a.m.
Don't.
He
Don't
showed
do
up. He showed up at my house. There's no video, but he did.
Okay. Should I do a voice?
Sure.
Okay.
Don't
So
hurt
I guess
yourself.
I'm doing the voice of KaijuFan22. I'll never forget the day he came. I need 100% attention.
She just told me, babe, if it's storming really bad when you're done, just stay there.
Nice.
I knew that was my plan all along. I wanted to spend the night with you. I just didn't want to tell her. I told her I did, and then I was like, oh, come on, babe. I don't want you to be alone. She's not alone. She's got a fucking dog. She didn't get it.
I'm gonna have to zoom in on you and put subtitles over what you're saying.
No, don't. I don't want her to watch this.
Do you guys watch it together?
She'll watch it every now and then, but then she'll only watch like the first 5 minutes, then she'll like critique it.
That's what a lot of people do.
She does that. She does that constantly.
They'll be like, yeah, I'll check it out. And then they watch like,
Watch like 5
3
minutes. And she's like, you cuss too much.
And I'm like,
what?
Well, the fucking theme song is 2 minutes
Right,
long.
the
The theme song is 2 minutes long, so you only got 1 minute. We just started.
Right, but I try not.
I gotta get the fucking.
I try not to get defensive.
I gotta get the gears turning.
I try not to get offensive of our work, but like she watched like the All Saints Cemetery Part 2, and she's like, you guys cuss way too much.
That's what Desiree said.
She's like, you're not gonna get monetized. I'm like, yeah, that ship has sailed. We said so much shit. At this point, we have to backtrack it. If YouTube,
well, monetization, bro.
If YouTube expressed interest in our new stuff,
what happens with monetization is you reach monetization eligibility,
and then you
you individually select which videos you would like to have monetization put onto them after you upload them.
It wouldn't be everything.
No, you select them, and during that selection process, it also goes through its own
background check.
Not background check. They're not gonna. It's based on just analytics, not what the actual content itself is. We're not harming anybody, and we don't have a disparaging dislike ratio.
Yeah.
Our likes to dislikes is 9 out of 10.
Should I take my shoes off? I think I should.
With Rick Glassman. What's the name of his podcast? Can I read the fuck? Yeah.
It's called "Take Your Shoes Off" with Rick Glassman.
It's actually exactly called that.
Take your shoes off. Okay. I'm gonna do it, Rick.
We don't
know him.
Ricky's on the loose. We're taking our shoes off, baby.
I like how we constantly plug other. I've commented this before, but we constantly plug other. Wait, something's happening. Damn it, that wasn't loud enough for the camera.
Dude, can I read the story about Larry Lasagna?
Yes, go ahead. I'm getting comfy. God damn it.
I'll never forget the day he came into our lives.
Rotten bastard.
Larry Lasagna, or as he liked to call himself, Uncle Larry. It was an unusually warm autumn day.
I don't like this voice. Do a different voice.
The kind of weather that tricks you into
cool.
wearing shorts and running through sprinklers only to sock you in the head with a cold front an hour later. It was just after breakfast.
I hate when that happens.
Dad had just made his world-famous French toast sticks. Have you heard? You heard about them?
Dad's world-famous French toast sticks? Yeah.
My sister Izzy and I wolfed them down hard. Like ravenous...
wolfing!
Like ravenous little piggies.
Is that what he said? You lie. He described him and his sister as ravenous little piggies.
It says it right there in the book.
What a freak.
Wolfed them down hard like ravenous little piggies. What a fucking freakazoid. The kitchen had just been repainted. The scent of fresh blueberry primer hung in the air.
What?
But we didn't care. We didn't care.
The paint smelled like blueberries?
We're all high on paint.
Paint doesn't smell like fruit.
No, it's the scent of blueberry primer.
There's no such thing.
We didn't have a care in the world, in fact. I think you're high on paint, sir.
I'm wrong, sorry.
Mom sat on the end of the table, newspaper in hand, cigarette in the other. She looked beautiful in the early morning light, radiant even. Vomit still on her shirt from the night prior. Jack Daniels was... I don't even know where I was going.
What?
Dad was...
That's not there.
Dad was finishing up...
Jack Daniels hung on her breath.
He lingered in the air.
Yeah.
Dad was finishing up another batch, wearing his iconic Kiss the Chef apron. Mom glanced up from the sports section and gave Dad a flirty side eye. Nick, if that second batch is as good as the first, I might have a third kid with you. It's the apron offer.
Wait, pause.
I got a better one for you.
Pause. Not to gender stereotype anyone, but Dad's cooking breakfast, which I cook breakfast in our house. Dad's cooking breakfast and Mom's reading the fucking sports section? What the fuck? What are they doing?
What kind of wacko world is this?
On Sundays, Mom watches football and Dad,
Dad cleans the house.
Wait, Dad plucks roses in his...
Mom downs a beer after a long days of work while Dad prepares dinner.
And smacks Daddy on the ass while he's making spaghetti. Anyway.
That's the life I want to live, dude.
You want Mommy to smack Daddy on the ass?
Sometimes Daddy needs a spanking.
Like
it's the aprons off. It's the
apron's off.
Aprons offer. I got a better one for you. He winked. Izzy and I were oblivious to our parents' double entendre. We were just eagerly waiting.
Entendre.
No, it's not. Oh, it's second helping. Then we heard it. Dad peered towards the back door, a frown on his face.
I bet he did.
The back door, as he called it.
Yeah. Papa Bear wanted it the back door.
Papa Bear's got some porridge in the back.
What?
I made that mistake before.
Sounds like he shit his pants.
My dad peered towards the back door, a frown on his face, the smell of shit in the air. I could see a darkened silhouette behind the frosted glass. I like the way this guy writes. Dad turned the heat down on the stovetop, annoyed at his breakfast time interruption. Who could that be this early? You're gonna get a stern talking to, I tell you what. I'll tell you what? He told us. I'm gonna do it.
He told us.
Yeah, he told us. I'll tell you what?
Bobby.
He told us.
God damn it, Bobby.
Me and Izzy giggled at our dad's iconic Hank Hill impression. It never failed to get a laugh out of us, though we were at ease to please audience. Dad strode up to the door and unlatched the door. He opened the door and immediately looked through the door. And I saw the color drain from his door.
From his door?
From his face. He stepped back in an abject horror, cusping his hands to his mouth. Who is it, honey? My mom chirped up, barely looking up from her sports section. I'm so sorry, Kimber. My dad choked up in his own bated breath.
The wife's name's Kimberly. I guess.
Finally, my mom looked up to see my dad stand aside and let her unwanted visitor in the house. As strange as it sounds, the being standing in our doorway was a 5.5-foot tall rabbit man. He had gray matted fur and a white belly that looked soft to the touch, yet wet at the same time. He smelled. He had a very strange but pleasant smell.
It was stank ass.
It was a rabbit man, apparently. I wasn't expecting that. In fact, he looked like he had just crawled through a tunnel of lube.
You lie.
Kaiju fan 22. You're not funny. You're a good writer, not a comic. Not a comic. 2 comics here. Not a comic.
Not a comic.
2 comics here. M to the C squared, pussy.
M equals C squared pussy.
M equals C squared pussy.
MC squared equals pussy. That's what it is.
Dude, that's the only
equation.
Hey,
Wabbit.
that's the only equation I'm worried about.
Hey, listen, cuz I ain't no science bitch, but I know MC squared equals pussy.
In fact, he looked like he crawled through a tunnel of lube. He had a pink little nose, 2 long rabbit ears, and little whiskers that twitched when he rubbed his nose. He also had a decent-sized piece of rabbit meat dangling in between his legs.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
What the fuck are you reading?
He got a rabbit cock.
His
eyes were hyper-realistic and yellow, beady little iris that looked right into your soul. He even had a perfect pair of buck teeth, pristine and white as the day he was born. My mother's face contorted in horror. She forced a smile onto her face. Well, what a pleasant surprise. Nick, don't just stand there. Introduce our guest.
It's a rabbit!
Yeah, Nick, invite me in, old pal. Whoa, this is the guy. What should the rabbit's voice be?
Grimy, what you were doing.
Yeah, Nicky, invite me in, old pal. Old buddy, old friend.
But make sure they get
the rabbit piped up.
Saying.
Yeah, Nicky, invite me in, old pal. Old buddy, old friend.
I'm horny.
The rabbit piped up. His voice was very high-pitched and exaggerated, like an old-time cartoon. I'm gonna do what I did. Kids, this is your Uncle Larry. Larry Lasagna. Larry Lasagna.
Why was he worried if it's your
Dad
uncle?
could barely get it out. He was visibly shaking.
Whose brother is this?
It was uncomfortable. He was always so laid back and easygoing, and Izzy giggled at me mentioning Larry's name. That's not the name of a food, Teehee, she said, covering up her laughter. Dad became even paler now, while Larry waltzed into the house like he owned the place. Open up, bitch! He extended his hand toward Izzy, and I noticed that he's actually wearing white gloves. They were skin tight, and I could make out every little inch on his palm. He had eczema. He rustled Izzy's dark hair and smiled. While my mama named me after two great loves, food and guys named Larry, he joked. Dad burst out in uneasy laughter behind him. Mom quickly joining him. I thought this was a short story. It is turning out to not be. It's a page turner. A bit of honest, so I sat there silently. That is until I felt a sharp pain in my knee. My mother had started kicking me repeatedly. Finally, I joined in on the laughter. Larry stood there, taking fake joy and a good cheer. Now as to my visit today. Well, I was in the neighborhood, and I thought I'd pop in and fuck your mom and Pop look after you for a while. Larry came between us, putting both hands on our back. Izzy looked pleased, but I found out the whole thing is so surreal.
Is it Easter Bunny?
Dad shifted uncomfortably while Mom just kept smiling. Dad closed the door and went back to cooking French toast while Larry took a seat across from me. Dad cursed under his breath, quickly turning over a burnt piece. Larry noticed it and spoke up again. French toast, eh, Nicky? I tell you, that's the only breakfast that surrenders if you look at...
What?
If you look at funny bwahaha.
Bro.
Larry
Okay.
chortled.
Cut the horse shit and
he
just
was-
fucking
he
get to the end of this.
He was
Because I'm
joined by
fucking
chorus
over
by the
it.
rest of the family. I joined him after it kicked... Okay. Say, Kim, do you ever tell your kiddies about all the fun we used to have growing up? He looked at her.
Whose brother is
He
this?
looked at her, an intense stare. Brother?
Well, it's their uncle, so it's their Uncle Larry. Whose brother is this? The mom or the dad? You see what I'm saying?
It's Larry Lasagna, dude.
Well, whose brother? But it's their Uncle Larry Lasagna.
It's the mom's brother.
Okay, well,
No,
he
I
made
don't
it seem
think
like
it
they were
ever
having
came-
sexual
I don't
fun.
think it ever came up, Uncle Larry. Mom tried to avoid the question. Larry released his grip and put his hands to his face, gasping in exaggerated fashion. I felt Dad's hand on my shoulder. It felt clammy, yet firmly. You never told them about all the fun games. He stretched them out in unreasonable portions. His lemon eyes began to bulge out of his head like balloons. Izzy giggled beside me. I was doing everything in my power not to piss myself. You never told them about Springhead.
Springhead?
Larry said, a devilish grin. Mom grew pale. She grabbed her hands and started rubbing her clit.
Stop, bro. Give me that shit.
No, she grabbed her
Let me
hand.
finish this
I
fucking
am
story.
the holder of the book, sir.
Give me the book.
I am the king. Larry reached his back and pulled out an oversized mallet out of thin air. No, Uncle Larry, we don't have to. Uh-oh, Kim, you said the magic words. We have to. Squealed Larry. With that, he raised the mallet above Mom's head and brought it down with the force of 1,000 winds. We heard a massive splat.
With 1,000 winds.
We heard a massive splat on impact as the mallet now rested where her head had been. I
He
gasped.
smashed the mom's
The
head
dad's
with a
hand
mallet.
covered my mouth. Larry shot a glance my way, but said nothing. He took the mallet off, and we saw the damage. Mom's head was completely sunken into the base of her neck.
Fuck.
It was like she was a pile of loose skin that just needed inflating. Scrunched up features of her face, twitching frantically. Larry threw the mallet aside, and it disappeared into the aether.
Ether.
He held up a finger and lightly grasped my penis.
Stop with the side
And lightly
shit.
grasped my mother's nose. With the grace of a magician, he tugged on her nose, and her head popped out of her neck like a turtle shell. Her face was distorted and misshapen, like clay. Larry took one look and went, ugh. No, that won't do. Let me give you a hand. Popped his left hand, slapped her face silly with it. A whirlwind of color appeared, and Mom's face shook violently with each slap. First slap, her eyes were fixed, but her chin was slack-jawed. Okay, fucking...
The whole damn
Oh,
thing.
Larry, you're such a card. Mom slapped Larry's arm playfully. Larry grinned and twitched his nose. Isn't he so fun, gang? Oh, shucks, gang. It's nice to see you all
Oh,
so
shucks,
happy.
gang. Oh, shucks.
Oh, fuck, twin. It's nice to see you all so happy, bruh. I bet you haven't been this happy in a while, cuz. Maybe I'll stick around for a minute.
Maybe a YN will stick around for a little bit.
To remind you YNs of all the fun we used to have. He enunciated every word so clearly. This vacant...
Yeah, that
Are
was
we
so,
allowed to say
that was
YN?
so clear.
I don't think we're allowed to say
Why not? It's just 2 letters.
Why not? Is the YN that we're saying. That's like some elementary school, like, and it's not why. We're changing what YN means. We're taking it back. It's why
Hey,
not.
Maybe I'll kick it around with a couple young jits for a little bit.
Yo, excuse me, Jit. It bashed my dad's head with a frying pan. His face would blow up. His face would blow up.
I don't know what you're
And
saying.
a single meter long bump would grow atop his head.
This is a fucking cartoon.
Larry was a master of contorting and deforming his own body.
Larry is Bugs Bunny. Fucking Bugs Bunny showed up at their house.
This is a parody of a... Okay, so... The original poster said, quick disclaimer, this is a parody of a popular creepypasta by the name of The Third Parent I wrote one day on a whim. I think Elias Withrow is a fantastic writer, and if you enjoy this dumb thing I wrote, then please go check out his original story and other works he has made, not affiliated with him in any way.
This guy's just a fan of a creepypasta writer. What he just described to us, look, can we break this down for a second? What he just described is that basically a Bugs Bunny type figure showed up at this family's house and proceeded to beat them around like Elmer Fudd or Yosemite Sam. And then brought them, and they just came back. Like, just think like Elmer Fudd getting his face blown out with a shotgun. And all of a sudden, next scene his nose is back. That was absolutely fucking retarded. I give it no stars. May God have mercy on this writer's soul.
Kaiju Fan 22, you have an official hater.
I'm sorry, Bo. I'm sorry. You gotta do better. This isn't... For one, it played out like a fucking episode of Looney Tunes. And it's a parody of a work that's not yours.
I like the name. His name was Larry Lasagna.
That's a dumb fucking name.
Well, let me tell you, bro.
That also not... And it has nothing... His name could have been like Calvin Carrots or something.
Okay.
Great name. Great name.
I think Larry Lasagna. I'd give
Larry Lasagna for a rabbit? For a rabbit.
Simply because
I
could only get through maybe 25% of the full story.
Name was stupid.
If we have somebody, if somebody submits us an actual story,
we won't rip you down like
we're not gonna rip you, and we're not gonna cut it short either. We're gonna fully respect what you give us. If we read some stuff like this and I can't follow it, and it's enjoyable if it goes off the rails.
This is no different than what they do on Too Many Spirits. They laugh at the shit and they say, was it bad or good? It was bad. I'm sorry.
I give it a 2.
I'm sorry,
I
Kaiju.
give it a 2 out of...
I give you no stars.
I give it a 1 out of 5.
I give you no stars. I do think you have a decent writing style, and you throw a lot of descriptors in there, which is good. Maybe tone it down a bit, because it almost seems like you tried too hard. Less descriptors. I am not a writer myself, but I know what I like to read, and I do read a lot of books, and I read a lot of different types of writing. I do not like too many descriptors. Too many descriptors makes it seem like you are trying really, really, really fucking hard. And the best books seem almost effortless. So, that's my take. And I read humorous works as well, like Tom Robbins and stuff like that.
I read funny shit like Huck Finn.
Huck Finn's great, it's classic.
Yeah, I love his friend.
Mark Twain is one of the greatest humorists.
Yeah, I love his friend.
Yeah, me too. But Mark Twain is one of the greatest humorist writers of ever. So, you know.
That's a joke. I'm making fun of the fact that...
Don't bring it up. If you know Huck Finn, you know what he's alluding to. It ain't Tom Sawyer.
No, and I don't support the use of that word. I think that it's...
Why even bring...
It's insane that he used it.
This is like you... I'm like, don't do it. Don't say anything more. And you're like, I'm gonna call him.
I think I should say
something. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna get on top of this thing. I'm gonna call him.
Here's another one.
Let me read. Can I read?
Well, this one's really short.
Can I read it? Alright, let's see what we got in the old bookski. Alright. This is a story. Thoth Trans in the Temple. This is Jorge's Gorge, 1977 is the writer. The story is called Shortcut. On their way home from school, twin brothers Jake and Eli took the shortcut through the field.
Twin jits.
A stretch of overgrown grass and wildflowers that led to their neighborhood. It was quiet, too quiet. And as they walked past the old oak tree, a strange smell hit them. Smell. I mean, stale. Smell! Stale.
Smell?
Like decay. You smell that? Jake asked, wrinkling his nose. Eli nodded. Looking uneasy. It's coming from over there.
That's strange.
I smell some stank
I
pussy.
smell- okay, leave a little to the imagination.
He
next
pointed
time,
towards
but
a thick bush.
Okay.
There's something dark. Lay still in the tall grass.
Okay.
Oh, they're country boys. Cautiously they approached, their footsteps muffled by the soft ground. The shape in the grass grew clearer. An old man, his body twisted unnaturally, face frozen in a grimace. Go try the grimace shake. His eyes were wide. Happy birthday, Grimace.
Happy birthday, Grimace.
His eyes were wide open, staring at nothing. I told you how I painted my toe purple last year for Grimace's birthday.
Did you?
Yeah, I had one purple toe.
What I did is I just whacked my...
We went to the beach and I had it done. And one of our friends, she goes, Grimace's birthday? I said, yeah.
See, what I did is I just whacked the head of my penis with a mallet until it turned purple.
Happy birthday, Grimace!
Nobody gave me a fucking hug and a handshake for that.
His eyes were wide open, staring at nothing.
Happy birthday, Grimace! Boom, boom, boom!
Jake swallowed hard. What do we do? Eli's face turned pale. We should go get help. Jake stepped back, his voice rising. No, you go. I'll stay here. Eli shook his head. I'm not leaving you alone with him. The brothers stood in tense silence, staring at the body, the air growing heavier with each passing moment. Finally, Jake broke the silence. I'll stay. You go. Hurry. Reluctantly, Eli mounted his bike. Don't do anything stupid. Don't fuck it. Don't touch it.
Wait, what? They found something?
They found a dead body in the bushes.
Don't stick your finger in.
Don't stick your penis in him, Eli.
Don't stick your penis in that, Eli.
Jake watched him ride off, his mind racing. He couldn't stop glancing at the dead man, at how unnatural the body looked, how it seemed wrong to leave him here alone. As Eli's bike grew distant, a shiver ran down Jake's spine. He thought he saw the dead man's eyes twitch. Then the voice came, soft but unmistakable.
Oh, I never thought he'd leave.
Jake
I
froze.
never thought you were that hung.
Jake froze. His breath caught in his throat. The man's eyes blinked.
The man I knew in the eyes of the Lord. Sexually is what I meant.
Solid story. Good descriptors. Short, to the point. Give it a 7 out of 10. Would have actually liked a little more here, but not more descriptors. Descriptors were great. Not over the top. No, Mom's musk from the night before hung on her breath like the still dew of yesterday's morning. Like, bro, you're not Charles Dickens. You ain't got it right like that. That's my comment on the last guy. This was good. 7 out of 10. Congratulations, Jorge. Jorge's gorge. Jorge's hole.
I give it a 2 out of 5.
You didn't like that? A 2 out of 5. I give it a 7 out of 10.
I give it a 3 out of 8.
3 out. Okay. I give it a 4 out of 9.
I think I would give it like a 7 out of 15 or something.
Out of 39, I'd probably give it a...
Out of 76, I'd probably give it like a 22. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Probably give it a 19 out of 52.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're at our final story to wrap up for tonight. Wah. We want more. We want more. Scare me tender.
Fight!
Fight. Scare me tender. SMT.
He will not divide us!
Elon Musk.
No, cut that.
Yeah, that's getting cut.
I'm kind of tired of Elon Musk at this point.
Elon Musk is fucking
I
ridiculous.
think he's a weirdo autistic with no social skills. And for some reason, Trump's like, I love this
We
fucking
need to let
guy.
Trump do his job, bro.
Fucking love this guy. Fucking love this retard. He's my retard.
It's time to feed Mr. Eric now.
Oh.
By user short story 1.
Mr. Matthews?
By user realman6.
What was the actual username?
Short story 1.
That's his name? Okay.
Yep. It's time to feed Mr. Eric again. And he is very old man in care. We are his carer and he was a fighter and soldier in his
I can't
young
understand
days.
what you're saying, and neither can the audience. I
Even
promise.
though he has dementia.
That doesn't mean keep doing the voice.
And can't remember much. Some things, Mr. Porter, are better left unsaid.
You sound like the bad guy from Secret Saturdays.
And then they kiss.
What's behind door number
What's
3?
behind the curtain? It's my cock.
I'm not going to find out.
My balls are shining. My balls have been waxed.
Alright, read the story. I'm ready.
Would you like to spank me now, Mr. Eric?
Mr. Matthews?
Mr. Matthews, would you like to? Would you like to paint my face, Mr. Eric? Mr. Matthews. Mr. Feeney, get out of here.
Throat me, Mr. Matthews. Throat me. Who's trying to get throated around here?
No. Let's get back to Mr. Eric, not Mr. Matthews and Mr. Feeney.
Who's trying to throat a young Jit? And my twin Jit.
Even though he has dementia and can't remember much, some things are still with the old man. I guess some instincts say with a person, and when it's time to feed Eric, we have to feed Eric. Once a month, it's always a tough day. The old man, Mr. Eric, isn't like the other oldies in here, and going close to him isn't so simple. When a newbie, yeah, he might fucking grab you.
Okay, I'm getting like
You don't want him to grab you.
This guy works in a nursing home.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's time to feed Mr. Eric now.
Yes, I hear. I'm aware.
The old Mr. Eric isn't like the other oldies in here.
We got like 3
When a
bottles of this
newbie
shit.
carer tried to feed Eric, his fighting instincts came alive and he broke every bone in that newbie carer's body.
Do what?
His neck, his skull, he broke it. What do you want?
In whose body?
In a carer.
Oh, in his orderly.
The newbie carer was moaning and groaning in pain. He broke his bones and ego scattered forever.
What?
Ego scattered.
Ego?
Then 3 big guys.
What are you saying?
Then 3 big guys tried to come on my eyes.
I don't understand what you're saying, man.
I said the newbie carer was
The
moaning.
newbie caregiver?
Yes, carer.
Okay, is what he wrote. The
Carer
the
was
newbie
moaning and
caregiver was moaning and groaning because Mr. Eric's.
The newbie carer was moaning and groaning in pain. His bones broken and his ego scattered forever. Then 3 big guys tried to feed Mr. Eric, and they thought that they could handle him. They could fucking wrangle him.
Okay.
As soon as they tried to get close, the dementia-ridden Mr. Eric started beating the crap out of all 3 of them.
Is that what it says?
Yep. One of the big guys
He's a
managed.
tough old man.
One of the 3 big guys managed to get something into Eric's mouth, but at the cost of his arm.
What? Dude, just let Mr. Eric starve. Fuck this shit.
I ain't feeding that bitch. I am not
He
going.
lost his arm?
Mr. Eric is flying.
Dude, what does Mr. Eric look like, bro?
Is he John Rambo?
He's a fucking monster.
Mr. Eric needs food.
Apparently he doesn't. He doesn't want it.
Oh my god, he doesn't want the
He
food.
doesn't want the
Don't
food.
give him that food. He doesn't want it. Don't give him that food.
I'm just picturing like a hulking man. There's 3 big dudes trying to wrangle him down.
One of the big guys managed to get something into Eric's mouth,
But
but
he
at the
lost his
cost
arm.
of his arm. Gone. Then Mr. Eric simply sits back down and starts staring at the window.
Didn't they say he was frail too, though?
I always wondered what Mr. Eric was thinking about, and I'm
Fucking
sure.
smash,
and I'm
Mr.
sure-
Eric smash. It's the whole.
I'm sure that the wars that he has fought in are going through his mind, and he's winning.
That's what it says.
He doesn't seem to remember any of his family or friends, though. Then 2 more carers tried to feed Mr. Eric, and they even had weapons with them. And they got close to Mr. Eric, and the old man's fighting instincts came alive, and he really badly had beaten up the two carers, even though they had weapons in their hands. This sounds like somebody that's like crying and complaining to somebody, like that they're trying to convince them they saw this happen.
Right.
Also,
I don't think-
tried to feed Mr. Eric. He had weapons,
usually people
and
that
they get close to him, but then he fucking beat them.
people usually that work. I get this guy doesn't. The fact that he keeps calling them carers, it's either a caregiver or an orderly, is what they are referred to as. Nobody goes, yeah, the carers at the carer house, like.
The carer.
That's why the language was throwing me off, because his name is Mr. Eric, and then it's like Mr. Eric and the carers got into a altercation, and it's like a lot of errors, and Mr. Eric had an error.
Errors and birds.
Yeah, Eric had an error with the carers, and it's like, what are you saying? Are you? I thought you were having a stroke. We know, so Mr.
Badly
Eric.
beating up the two carers.
Mr. Eric's whooping ass.
Okay, so he just whooped ass on two carers that had weapons. I don't know what weapons they had.
What
Let's find.
orderlies carry on weapons?
Let's find out, because who the fuck hired them? Even though they had weapons. Then another tried to use sleeping gas, but Mr. Eric.
Because they have that at their disposal. He's just opening up fucking gas on this guy.
We gotta throw a fucking flashbang in that bitch. Smoke him out.
The smoke is probably what set him off.
We gotta smoke out Mr. Eric. I'm going dark.
You don't know what it's like, Murdoch.
They drew first blood.
They drew first blood, not me. Literally, they put a needle in my arm and took my blood.
They tried to use sleeping gas, but Mr. Eric's fighting instincts came alive. Arrgh! And he held his breath and held open the window. He also beat up the carer who tried to use sleeping gas. Some people never last the month, because when they try to feed Mr. Eric, they don't survive it. They simply die, Will. They simply just die.
This man needs to be restrained. Put him in a fucking, in a loony jacket.
Put him in a loony jacket.
Yeah, put him in a fucking straitjacket.
These well-dressed men are gonna take you to a very nice place.
The men in white are coming to take you away.
Some people never last a month. Okay, they don't survive it. We have some young people in here now due to severe brain damage that Mr. Eric had caused. That's right. They used to be carers that tried to feed Mr. Eric, but Mr. Eric gave them such a deep beatdown and caused them to have such severe brain damage that they themselves now need care.
I just want to read that line again. I want to read that line again for myself. So actually, you can hear it the way I heard it. Hand it to me. I'm not going to read it anymore. I just want to read that line again.
Okay, it's right at the bottom of this top paragraph.
Okay. That's right. We have some young people in here now due to severe brain damage that Mr. Eric had caused. That's right. They used to be carers that tried to feed Mr. Eric, but Mr. Eric gave them such a deep beatdown that caused them to have such severe brain damage. They themselves need care now.
Holy fuck.
He is just, bro.
I don't need food.
Can you imagine? They just want to feed this man, and he's. Hold up.
It's time to feed Mr. Eric.
Bring the spoon close to my mouth.
Okay, Mr. Eric, I'm here to feed you.
Oh my
God! He grips my head.
Dude, he'll kill you. He's killed like
it's like
3
that
men.
scene in Spider-Man 1 where the fucking super serum activates in Norman Osborn's,
Oh, when he's on the table and he grabs the fucking doctor, yeah.
And he's like, ravioli.
You know the funniest thing, but have you seen the bit where it's like how Petty was Green Goblin and it's him getting blocked by when he's at Thanksgiving dinner with Aunt May? And she's like, no, Norman, don't be greedy. Because he wants to dive into the chicken or the turkey. And he's like, and then next thing you know, it's like 2 scenes later, he comes busting through the fucking brick.
Busting through the side of the apartment.
Oh, she's praying and shit. Aunt Mac.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this story up.
Okay.
They all sit like Mr. Eric and stare at the window. And when a carer tried to feed one of the ex-carers that was badly mentally disabled.
I'm sorry.
When
a carer-
And when a carer tried to feed one of the ex-carers that was badly mentally disabled by Mr. Eric.
He mentally disabled him?
That ex-carer suddenly started to the person feeding him and used martial art moves like he had been training all his life. I knew that ex-carer before he was badly brain damaged by
He
Mr.
didn't know
Eric,
karate.
and he had never done any kind of martial arts training in his life. Then other carers that were badly brain damaged by Mr. Eric and who had never done martial arts in their lives,
Started doing
they would
karate.
use martial arts on anyone who got close to them. They are all like Mr. Eric now. The end. And the top comment says, I think you need to quit feeding all of them. and then the comment on that says, exactly, no more food for those freaks. No more food for the freaks. Stop feeding the freaks.
Stop. You don't feed a freak.
We can't fucking have society with a bunch of Mr. Erics running around.
Dude, Mr. Eric is a fucking monster, bro. I'm just picturing like...
I'm liable to throw down at the drop of a fucking
Do you remember...
hat.
You know what I'm actually picturing? It's not the Hulk. I'm picturing... And not John Rambo, but have you ever seen the movie Small Soldiers? I'm not picturing one of the small soldiers either. I'm picturing Insaniac.
Who the fuck is Insaniac?
He's one of the good guys, but he looks like this. That's what I'm picturing.
How the fuck did you know his name was Insaniac?
Because I remember the movie Small Soldiers.
What's the name of the leader of the
Archer.
of the Gorgons?
Of the Gorgons? Archer. There's Archer, Insaniac.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That concludes story time.
that wraps up
Oh, I give that a 10 out of 10.
tonight's story time.
That's 10 out of 10 for it. That was a fantastic
10 out of
story.
10. Gotta
Chip
open the
Hazard.
book. Chip Hazard.
Chip Hazard is the leader of the Commandos.
If you like the content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment of your favorite part. Leave a comment of what you thought of some of these stories, and if you have any of your own stories, feel free to DM us on Instagram. The link is in our description on our actual YouTube channel page.
Yeah.
So go ahead and check that out. Check out some of our other stuff. We have a podcast, we do investigations, and now we also have story time.
That's right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight.
Have a wonderful evening.
Have a wonderful night. Tuck in with your loved ones.
Stay safe.
Have a scary good time. Stay safe.